in terms of the gameplay of The Last of Us, I actually think the gameplay is the best gameplay I've ever played.
That's what's the most annoying thing about the games. What I found so annoying
good.
is it's so much better.
It's fluid.
It's not better than the first one, because the first one is still great, but they've just improved upon it. You can lie down now. Like, characters, when you shoot their friends, they'll shout their name and say no, and then it's like oh my god. And Abby, like you say, is really fun to play with. She's really, like, she will just punch them and smash their jaws off and stuff.
Abby's
and
great.
It's just that's really cool.
Action, I think.
And then the moment you start enjoying it, you then quickly snap back. Oh, she killed Joel.
Yeah. Well, they remind you. So I actually started, because you play as Abby for 10 hours, which when I didn't know this until I'd played it for 10 hours. So I was kind of like, when will this end?
Yeah, that's what I found myself saying halfway. Well, actually, from when Joel died, I was like, when is this going to end? I'm so done.
But I liked playing the actual gameplay itself, the guns, the sound, the movement. I think the bit I remember playing the most, where I thought this feels really good, was the bit where you play as Abby, dare I say, and you're in the building, the skyscraper, and you're working your way down that skyscraper, and I thought it was really, really good. And you're working your way down, you're jumping from like apartment to apartment, and the level design on that was amazing. Yeah,
that's what's really sad about the game, is that the gameplay as is on its own is really good.
It is untouchable, isn't it?
Yeah, like this year alone is one of the best gameplay games you can play, but it's got such a depressing, crappy story that's thrown on it. Yeah. So there's never like a nice transition from gameplay to moment. It's like when Jesse gets shot, for instance.
Yeah.
When Jesse gets shot, it's like, oh crap, things are going to go down, and then it goes to black, and then it's like, what, 10 years earlier or 3 or 13 hours earlier or something. It's like, right, now I'm Abby and I'm going to play through her story now. It's just like, right, now I'm going to have to reel myself back in again. Okay, and then as soon as I realised you're picking up bolts and stuff to upgrade your weapons, I was like,
that's
great, I'm in this for a long haul.
Is when you pick up those first bolts, you think, that means I've got to upgrade a gun. Yep. That means I've got to play this for a while.
Yep.
And I kind of do think,
Abby, every gun imaginable. She's just
available to her.
Yeah, everything's available to her. Whereas Ellie's got a little knife and a gun, and Joel's gun, and yeah,
it's true. Abby's kitted out. Like, she's got everything, and you're left with Ellie's got very little, really. Yeah. You know, I felt personally on moderate difficulty, which is what I first played it on, was too easy. For me personally, I had so much stuff. I played it on
moderate, and even though it was easy, my intention was just to experience the story, because that's all I cared about. I didn't care about the gameplay that much. I just wanted to know what was Joel's and Ellie's story next step. Like, how is this going to play out? And then I'll challenge myself and play the rest of it. Yeah. But no.
But the gun, the actual, I think the way the AI is a bit sloppy at times, but I like the flanking in it. So the AI does flank you. I am constantly like looking to my left and my right. And the sound, I bought platinum PS4 headphones, and my god, the 3D audio is phenomenal. Yep. So that is kind of the good stuff. I can already see you tensing up, because this is
no, it's just a shit game. I hate it so much. I returned it. Shame. It's one of the first games, and do you know how sad that was when I went up to the counter? Even the guy at the end of the counter were looking at me, just like, what? I traded it in for, what's the game? Ghosts of
Tsushima.
Yeah, I traded it in for that. But yeah, when I was handing that game over to the counter, it was the most weirdest thing. It was like emotional. I was just putting it back, and I said to the guy behind the counter, I was like, "Oh, have you had a chance to play this yet?" He was like, "Oh, no, I haven't." He said no, so I had to really reel myself in. I was like, "Oh, okay, well, we get a chance to play it. It's not too bad."
Yeah.
But yeah, terrible, really. And that's one of the first games. I don't return games ever. Like, I normally keep them, even if they're not that great. But yeah, I couldn't have that in the house.
I've kept this for you, just in case you ever want.
Never.
No.
I want to play it for the gameplay. That's what's annoying.
The gameplay's good,
but I don't want to play it for the story. I cannot deal with Ellie's sadness and the depression.
It is sad.
Everything is just so depressing. Yeah.
There's a sad tone throughout the game. You don't walk away from the game feeling.
No.
I think that's the thing. That I think that people play. This is when it comes down to almost like a philosophical debate of what do people play video games for. I think there is an element of escapism, isn't there?
Yep.
And you do want to feel sort of uplifted at the end, in whatever way it is. I know the horror games, for example, not so much, but you kind of know that's what the deal you're getting. But this was just a downer all the way. Yeah. Is there anything about The Last of Us Part 2 that you liked?
The gameplay is what I liked. The gunplay, the interactions with people, the place where you play as Joel and Ellie are really fun. I like those. And And the beginning bit where you play as Abby and you're running through the snow and stuff, that was really fun. But it gets boring real quick because you don't care about the story anymore. If the story of The Last of Us Part, the first game, was not as good as it is, the gameplay wouldn't be as good as it is either, because the story is what drives you to get past certain aspects of the game, and you can't wait for the story to be over. You just want to know what, at least I did, what the ending of this like crap fest is going to be, because it's not going to be good, and you know it's not going to be good. But it just gets worse. You don't think the story can get worse as it goes on, and it does. Fun. But then after that, I can't enjoy it because Joel's dead.
Yeah, and the person you want to be around is not there.